Do believe that this
interruption. Teachers, just a friendly reminder to report to your duty stations this morning. Have a great day.
Yeah, we can mute as much as possible. Again, thank you for having me in. I believe that this is our last session for the year, and it's been an awesome year. And I appreciate you having me in so many times. Hopefully, the information has been useful for you. So today we're going to talk about mindfulness. And I'm not going to do a meditation event with you today, but we're going to talk about what mindfulness means within our lives from so many different perspectives. So when we think about the word mindful, because we hear it everywhere right now, you got to be more mindful, you got to be in the moment. What really is mindfulness? And there is research, there's scientific proof that this does help you in so many areas of your life. So we're going to talk about how to incorporate being mindful into our everyday activities and how we can make it work for us, okay? So let's start with the definition. We're so busy running around, living our lives. We're taking care of everything and everyone, and we're multitasking and we're doing so much. And then we hear people talk about being mindful. Mindfulness is nothing more than the practice of being present in the moment, being in the here and now. It's not worrying about the past, yesterday or yesteryear, which you can't change. And it's not about giving up today, worrying about the future, which may or may not happen. It's recognizing that all you have is this moment in time right now. So paying attention to ourselves, learning how to pay attention to our environments, to our thoughts, to our feelings in a non-judgmental way. That's what mindfulness is, okay? So I love this picture because children walk around, they are mindful. They're just experiencing what they're experiencing at the time. But as adults, we are mindful. We've got so much running through our mind that we don't know how to relax. Even when I go for my massage, the ladies say, relax, relax. I'm like, I don't know how. I don't know how to let my body just go limp. I'm learning to just let it go. Reduce that stress, be mindful without being mindful, okay? Great point. Now, here's some of the benefits of mindfulness. Being mindful benefits all areas of our lives. And there's a lot of research out there to support it. I'm not going to go through a lot of statistics for you today, but here are some of the things that we're going to focus on today. You get mental and emotional clarity when you're mindful. It helps to improve your relationships. There are some physical benefits for your health, and it helps you be more productive in the workplace. So by building mindful habits, or by taking a couple of minutes to be more aware of your surroundings and your thoughts and your feelings day to day, it helps you in every area of your life. So let's look at these one by one. Mental and emotional benefits of being mindful. Well, we know that mindfulness can help lower your stress, and it builds resilience so that you can meet the demands that are being put on you each day. It allows you to have more clarity about what you're doing so that you can deal with challenges and issues as they come up. You can work through those challenges better. You know, our parents, our grandparents used to teach us, count to 10. Well, that really was great advice. When life is throwing you a curveball, we want to be able to step back, take a deep breath, count to 10, and then face whatever it is you're dealing with. That's how we lower our blood pressure. That's how we lower our heart rate. That's how we can then focus on the situation that's in front of us. It changes your brain into a way that protects you and empowers you and helps you to be more insightful. We know that being mindful and meditating and sitting quiet can help you with depression. It helps you with a lot of other emotional challenges you may be going through. It decreases loneliness in people. It decreases risk among pregnant women when they can just relax and be mindful. There have been research that shows that playing soothing music helps the baby in the womb to relax. If you're having a lot of heartburn and contractions, being mindful can help all of that. So there's so many ways that we can learn to be mindful. Most people think that you've got to go sit on the edge of the water in a lotus position and just meditate for hours. You really don't have to go that far. Being mindful just means recognizing that you are always in control of your thoughts and your emotions. And when you can manage them better, you manage all aspects of your life. The second area that we said we were going to talk about was relationships. Now, how could mindfulness help you improve your relationship? We know that relationships can be hard. It takes work. You don't just fall accidentally into a long-term relationship. You have to build upon it every day, building that emotional bank account. It's building that relationship, and it takes work. So it can be hard sometimes to understand your own feelings, your own thoughts. Then think how difficult it is to try to understand someone else's feelings and thoughts. When we're mindful, when we use mindfulness techniques, it helps us to be more present in that relationship. You're present, you look each other in the eye, you feel the love, you also feel the forgiveness. You're more connected to one another. You're more patient because you recognize that you're not perfect and neither is your mate. You're not expecting perfection from imperfect humans. This helps us to learn to listen better. So when we're mindful, it means we're paying attention to that relationship. When we're not mindful, we don't even make eye contact. We're busy doing something, someone's talking, we don't even look at them, we don't pay attention to them, but we say we're in a relationship. We don't do the little things to let someone know you were on my mind today. Whether showing up with a flower you picked along the road or showing up with a whole bouquet that you bought. Mindfulness meaning that you pay attention to how to make that relationship work better. And then you can put your whole into it, not 50-50. I often hear people talk about, we each need to give 50-50. No, if you're only giving 50% into that relationship, it will not work. Each person needs to give 100%. You have to give all of you, at least above 70. All right, what are the physical benefits of mindfulness? We know that it can support weight loss. How is that possible? Well, when we're mindful, we're paying attention to what goes into our temple. We're paying attention to what we're putting into our body. Are you grabbing for a glass of orange juice, which has added sugar, or are you reaching for an orange? When you eat mindfully, you pick that orange up and you spend time looking at it. You look at the divots in the orange, you look at the sides, you look at the color. Why do we call an orange, but we don't call an apple a red or a banana a yellow? So you think about the orange, and then when you break that seal and those little spurts come out and they tickle your nose, you pay attention to that. And as you peel that orange, you are in that moment and you pull it together. And then when you put it in your mouth, you taste it. You can feel the sensation and the juices in your mouth. See, that's being mindful. We can grab a handful of pistachios, or we can sit there and open each one and take them out of the shell and look at how the shell pops open in nature by itself, and look at the different shapes of the pistachio and the different colors. And then you put it in your mouth and you feel the texture. That's how we lose weight, because we slow down and we're paying more attention to our meal. We're looking at the color and the texture and the taste and the feel and the smell. That's mindfulness. We can reduce a lot of our illnesses when we pay attention to our body. Your body talks to you all the time, but many times we don't listen. So when you have a slight headache, we pop a pill and keep going. Your body is trying to get your attention, so it gets louder. Now you have a major headache or a migraine. We go to the doctor to get stronger pills and keep going. When sometimes what we need to do is slow down. Your body is telling you that you need to rest, that you haven't eaten today, that you need to drink some water, that you need to have a bowel movement. Your body is talking to you. So when you can slow down and pay attention to your body and to your thoughts, it helps you deal. People who are mindful, who are more relaxed, have fewer missed days from work because, again, they pay attention to their body. They know when to give it rest and proper nutrition. This helps you sleep better. Some people like to turn everything off right before you go to bed, 30 minutes or more, where you can just concentrate on peace and quiet instead of watching television on your phone right up to the last minute. When we can learn to lower our blood pressure, lower our heart rate through our thoughts, it changes everything. Now, at work, what are some of the benefits of being mindful? Well, research has shown that mindfulness improves your focus. You know, we were taught a few years ago to multitask, and we took that the wrong way. So, multitask is a phrase that was used, and it actually meant the ability to be able to manage multiple projects at one time. It does not mean being able to talk on the phone while you're typing, while you're eating your sandwich, while you're talking to someone in front of you, while you're beating the kids in the back seat. That's not multitasking. That's just crazy, okay? But multitasking means that we manage things. So I can be cooking dinner while I have a load of dishes in the dishwasher, while I have a load of clothes in the dryer. I'm doing 3 different projects, but I'm not doing them at the same time. When we're mindful at work, we want to slow things down. We want to concentrate on one thing at a time to make sure that we do it right the first time. So mindfulness improves our focus. When you walk in and your desk is already cluttered with papers and folders and everything all over the place, you're already stressed before you even start. So you want to walk into a clean desk every day, and you take items out one folder at a time and work on those, because then you're slowing your process down so that you're avoiding mistakes. Leadership skills are improved when we're more focused, when we don't have the hot head, as we say, when you can be level-headed and think things through and sit there and take your deep breaths and count to 10 and look at all the options that you have available to you. It helps you to be more productive and a better leader. So what are the basics that we need in order to be mindful? Again, do we need to go sit on the edge of the water in a lotus position and meditate for 1 to 2 hours? Not necessarily. Mindfulness can be done by anyone at any time and anywhere. You don't need any special clothing. You don't need any special equipment. You just need the ability to sit down and center your thoughts. Okay? So there are a couple of ways you can do that. You can move from what's called a narrow focus, or you can have open attention. So a narrow focus, you can choose one thing to really focus your attention on. And I did one technique once upon a time. You just light a candle and you just sit there for whatever time you have, whether it's 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour, and you just look at that candle. And you look at the movements of the candle, the different shades of blue to orange to yellow, the colors of the flame, and you just let the movement soothe you. Or you can just look at a flower and look at the details of that flower and just meditate or concentrate on that. So narrow focus is when we look at one thing and we look at and think about how we're feeling about that, and we engage all of our senses: hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, seeing. You engage all those senses. Open attention is where you just sit there and you let your thoughts wander, and many things will come and you just let them go. So you don't have to focus on any one thing. You just want to focus on the time. You can easily set your watch or set a timer for 1 minute. You can go to the restroom and meditate for 1 minute, just having that peace and calm. You can go sit in your car and meditate. Just take some deep breaths and just be. So you don't have to fight it. It's not something that you have to make happen. You just allow it to happen. Some mindfulness techniques are very formal. They're very structured. Those are usually the meditation, and you may have sound, you may have music, you may have someone talking to you, you may be listening to the sounds of nature. And then you have the informal, where you're going through your daily activities of just cooking a meal, but do you pay attention to the colors, to the texture, to all the different flavors? You're washing dishes. Do you actually feel the warm, sudsy water on your hand? Do you watch a few bubbles as they go off into la la land? Can you actually become one with the process of whatever you're doing? So you're paying attention to yourself and to the experience, or you can just continue to run through life and not notice anything. We say stop and smell the flowers. Coloring books are a great way that adults are getting back into being more mindful, okay? So what do you notice when you do sit down, when you do take time out to pay attention to your environment? Where do your thoughts go? Oh, I need to call this person. Oh, I needed to do this. It's okay if you have those passing thoughts, just acknowledge them and let them go, and continue to just concentrate on your breathing. Feel the air as it goes in through your nose and out through your mouth, and just feel nothingness. What emotions are you having? What senses, as we talk about hear, see, taste, feel, smell, what senses are you engaging? There are many different ways that you can do this. There's an app out there for any type of mindfulness or meditation that you want to learn. But the easiest way is to just sit and breathe in and out, and allow your breathing to de-stress you. Now, a mindful attitude, this is sometimes difficult. You want to be curious about things, but the whole key is that when we're mindful, we're letting go of things, and we're doing it in a non-judgmental way. We're not judging our thoughts. We're not judging, something smells funny, something smells bad. I smell it and acknowledge it and let it go. We're learning how to be patient with ourselves and to trust our mind, to trust that this process, it's a process, it's not a destination, will benefit us in the end. So if you look on this sheet there, these are ways that you can show a mindful attitude: being more accepting of others, being patient with yourself and with others, and expressing a kindness that comes from trusting your environment. Here's a way of coping with your emotions. It's something that we call RAIN, which is recognize what you're feeling, accept that that feeling is yours, investigate, where's this coming from? Why do I feel this way right now? And then you want to have non-identification. Non-identification is you see the emotion as a passing event rather than who you are or that it's with you forever. Whatever it is that you're feeling is real for you at that time. But as we know in life, this too shall pass. It's just a moving thought. It's just a moving emotion. It does not dictate your entire life. So when you can learn to pull yourself back from the emotion, recognize it, acknowledge it, investigate it if you need to, and then let it pass. Don't hold on to that emotion. There are a lot of different mindfulness programs. As I said, there is an app for whatever you're looking for. There are online apps, there are meditation centers that you can go to in person. There are so many things you can download to help you sleep, to help you relax, to help you breathe, to help you focus. Whatever it is you're working on, there's an app for that. And I'll send you, when I send you a copy of the presentation, I will also send you 4 apps that we recommend because they're some of the better ones that don't cost you anything. So these are very good apps. They're free. Most of the apps will always try to get you to sign a subscription, and you're going to pay monthly, but you don't have to do that. Okay. So whatever it is you're trying to learn, there's an app for that. You do want to think about costs when you're looking at apps. Some of them are very costly. $4.95 a month, that doesn't sound like much, but it adds up over time. $60 a year, you could have spent that on something else. How much time do you have to devote? Are you looking for 1 or 2 minutes? There's actually a commercial that come on TV. It's been coming on through the pandemic, and it shows a peaceful scene. It's water on a tree, and it just shows this little clock. It's 1 minute, and it tells you just breathe. So sometimes you just want to sit there for 1 minute, close your eyes, and just breathe. Think about nature. Go sit under a tree. Go do things that relax you. So how do we add mindfulness in our day-to-day activities? Okay, let's start with waking up. When you first wake up, don't just hop out of bed, but you want to lay in bed, open your eyes to the day, stretch, notice your body movements. Take those deep breaths. Those deep breaths we tell you to get your body awake. You want to do it to the count of 8. So while you're lying there in bed, take a deep breath to the count of 8, hold it in for the count of 8, and then blow it out through your mouth for 8 or longer. Do 3 of those to wake your body up. That's an example of being mindful. You wake up, you open your eyes, you acknowledge your day, be thankful that you woke up. Have gratitude first thing in the morning. Stretch your body, be aware of your body, and then take some deep breaths. Then as you're in the shower, notice how the water feels on your body, the heat, the temperature of the water as it cascades down your body. Are you always rushing to get up, rushing it through the day, rushing to get dressed? Then you need to arrange your schedule differently to give you more time to just be. While driving to work, turn off the radio. You've heard all those songs before. Start paying attention to your thoughts and your feelings and talk to yourself, whether you're planning your day or just going through the activities. Notice what's happening around you with the traffic, not texting on your phone or doing other things. If you're walking, which foot do you connect with the ground? Is it your right or your left? Have you ever thought about your footsteps, how one footstep sounds different from the other footsteps? We all know that our feet are not exactly the same size. Our hands are not exactly the same size. On you, which one is larger or smaller? Eating, we've talked about that. Concentrate on the food, the smell, the sight, the look, the colors, the texture, the way it feels. Learn to eat slower. Put your fork down between each bite and truly think about what you're chewing and savor that moment. And then if you're exercising, think about how your body's connecting, whether you're swimming or jogging. Think about the entire you and the movement. So you see, you can look at many different things in life and be more mindful or more aware of you in that process. Do we go through the motions at work? We read the email, we immediately hit send all, and we didn't mean to. That's because we weren't paying attention. So pause and reflect on that email. How did that email make you feel? Did it create some type of emotion? We know never send bad or negative information through email or text, but sometimes when you open that email, you may feel a certain way. Because it's not about how the person felt when they sent it, it's about how you're feeling when you receive it, when you read it. So you want to make sure you're taking time at work. When you call someone, take a deep breath before that call. Have your little outline of what you want to discuss and control your time so that you can move on to other things. In meetings, know what your intentions are. Have an agenda. so that you know how to manage your time, and then go in with a positive attitude, do what you need to do, and then move on. And it's important that we take breaks throughout the day. Don't eat lunch at your desk every day. Take a break, get up, go walk outside, go sit in your car, go sit under a tree. But breaks are very important. If you're working from home, we know that when we were working from home, our mind didn't have a disconnect because it felt like we were working 24 hours a day because it's right here. It's coming through my phone. I can answer this email. I can answer this call. Americans are working 1 month a year longer than they were a few years ago, and the calendar didn't get any longer. It's because we're eating more of our leisure time away. Mindfulness in relationships, again, talk to one another, look at one another, listen to what's being said. Listening involves your entire body. Listening involves your ear. It's not just the vibration, that's hearing, but listening involves hearing the words that were spoken and the words that were not spoken. Listening involves reading between the lines. Listening also involves your eyes. Look at the person's body language. Is it congruent with their words? And listening involves your heart, empathy, putting yourself in that person's position to understand what they're going through. When we can be more mindful, it improves our relationships and reduces conflicts. Now, I'm going to send you a copy of a mindfulness exercise. I don't have time to go through it today with you, but I'm sorry, but I will send it to you with the handout. Okay, so when you think about being mindful, that's a beautiful picture. Oh my gosh, to feel the salt air on your skin, to hear the birds off in the distance, the seagulls, to hear the ocean going in and going out, to be able to walk on those logs without falling, without slipping. That's what mindfulness is all about, just being in the moment. So as you work on being more mindful, you want to be present in your life, be in the moment. All right, questions or comments? I left a little bit of time for you today. Any questions, comments that you want to put in the chat? Basically, we did